Money FM 89.3, best of breakfast. Mind your business, only on Money FM 89.3.
That's right. It's time for Mind Your Business with me, Audrey Seek, and Ahmad Akhtar. Now, as consumers today, we expect a lot online, and that includes fast, seamless, and flexible payment experiences no matter where we are in the world. But behind the scenes, publishers, providers, and creators have to navigate a complex web of moving parts, payment systems, regional regulations, and evolving technology just to make that happen.
Yep, and for entrepreneurs dabbling in this space, you might be in luck because today's guest, through his company, seeks to provide alternative payment solutions tailored to global markets, which in turn help to unlock new revenue opportunities and expand their reach.
So let's dive into how Coda is powering content for some of the biggest publishers worldwide with our guest today, Shane Happach, Chief Executive Officer at Coda. Good morning, Shane. Thanks so much for joining us in the studio.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, great to have you on, Shane. Now, just to lay the groundwork for this interview, I want to get your view on the digital commerce landscape that we find ourselves in today and trends shaping up this industry.
I mean, this is a very large industry expanding very rapidly. I think it's global by nature, and people are always on now. People's content can follow them across devices, across platforms, across borders. So I think the biggest trend that we see is just a continued proliferation of people that want to make great content and also people that want to help charge consumers in the most frictionless way in order to keep people coming back and engaging with these platforms on a regular basis.
Yeah, so let's talk about what Coda does. So beyond gaming, you guys have also worked with publishers in entertainment, online dating, other digital content sectors. Can you share some examples of how your partnerships are helping these businesses kind of grow?
Sure. Many of our customers started by distributing through one or two closed ecosystems, Apple and Google being the biggest examples. So in many cases, there's a much wider consumer audience that they can reach. But in order to do that, you need to have a lot of local market knowledge. You need a payments product that is capable of covering the underbanked or many different payment preferences in some of these local geographies. You need a lot of local expertise, and you need data and insights to help inform how you should be thinking about deploying and developing your product, especially for many of our clients who started in major Western markets who then wanted to monetize in Southeast Asia, but also companies out of China that wanted to expand westward.
Yeah, so you mentioned Apple and Google. They've come under the scanner, facing greater scrutiny over the last 15 years or so from regulators over how expensive their distribution channels are, on restrictions on how to market their stuff. What gap does Coda fill that Apple and Google doesn't?
So we build infrastructure, so we help people create alternative infrastructure for discovery and navigation and also purchase flow. We give them all their data, so marketing attribution data and understanding what consumers are browsing for and how they're interacting and engaging with the site is a big deal for someone who's a content creator. And in general, just business practices. You know, we're a lot less heavy-handed. We're a lot smaller of a company than many cases than the publishers that we're dealing with. So we're able to just help them be flexible and nimble and explore different ways of bringing their brand to life.
Not to put you on the spot, Shane, but are you able to maybe name drop and tell us a few of your publishers?
Sure. I mean, you can see our product in action if you go to the Activision Call of Duty mobile web store or the EA FC mobile web store. That's branded and on the bottom and powered by Coda. So you can see that entire experience from navigation to purchase flow and also aftercare.
Yeah, you were quoted in an interview saying nobody likes a complete black box, and I think this was in reference to the online app store economy becoming more open in recent years. Could you elaborate on that statement?
Sure. I think in many cases, most of our publishers or creators, they just want to have a strategy where they understand and can reach their consumer more easily. So, and that involves making sure that changes that they want to put through are very fast and seamless, that we give them all the data, attribution data as we call it, that they can track consumers as they move across platforms. And just in general, they feel that they have more control over the experience. I mean, many of these companies themselves have quite a prolific brand, and we want to make sure that we just help them get the best out of that.
So let's talk about things after COVID. You know, we've seen the way people engage with digital goods and services change a lot, especially post-pandemic. Have you noticed any lasting shifts in consumer behavior on that front?
I think, obviously, the pandemic was a big boon for the mobile gaming industry. I think the broader industry overall has continued to grow through the different ups and downs post-pandemic. I think what you see is digital content in general becoming more and more common. Mm-hmm. I think people are more and more willing to pay for great content, and those business models or payment models, everything from subscription but also from small, low-value purchases to help reach consumers in some of the emerging markets out in Southeast Asia, has also been a big trend. And I think in general people spend more and more time, for better or for worse, more and more time on their screens, on their devices, and it's just an opportunity to market and sell to people across different environments.
Yeah, consumer behaviors have evolved tremendously over the last 5 years or so. Now, you say you're a small company, but you've got pretty big backing, all right? One of the biggest names in town, Singapore's sovereign wealth fund, GIC, among other investors. What got them interested?
I think GIC is a very tech-forward investment company. It has a number of different investments they've made over the years in broader payments and broader e-commerce. I think they like the fact that we're a Singapore company, that we cover the region, and we're targeting bringing up digital inclusion and helping the underbanked pay for amazing content and experiences. And obviously, the business model is one that's repeatable, it grows, and hopefully turns a profit in the long run.
Yeah, so Coda is known for its out-of-app content monetization solutions. But let's talk about financial inclusivity. How do payment aggregators like Coda help make digital commerce more accessible worldwide?
I think the payments industry in Southeast Asia and many emerging markets is super fragmented. You have a lot of e-wallets and companies that market direct to consumer, but also many people are still using cash or cash equivalents, whether it's payments at convenience stores in Japan, whether it's people purchasing digital vouchers or that can be reused in an online environment. In general, our telco billing is still relevant in various parts of Southeast Asia. So in general, we just stitch this network together. We have over 300 different payment connections in order to make sure that if you're a publisher, you say, I want to market to customers and collect money in these areas, and we take care of the rest. So we help the customer just focus on the content that they're trying to create. Yeah,
you're big on payment connections and also on partnerships. You've just announced a partnership with EA Sports FC, which is home to my favorite PlayStation game of all time, FIFA. Are you good at FIFA?
Yeah.
To officially launch the EA Sports FC mobile web store in more than 60 markets globally. So no mean feat. Talk to us about the significance of that partnership.
Sure. So EA's rebranded EA FC now, so the FIFA name is no longer, but it's been hard for them, I think, to pivot from that. But tremendous franchise. It's been around for almost 30 years. Exists across multiple different platforms and environments. So we power the EA FC mobile web store experience. If you go and check it out, there's lots of very rich content there, exclusive content. So EA is trying to bring up its mobile infrastructure for the 21st century such that they can really engage with that community and continue to grow that player base, especially in new markets that they're still expanding in, and ultimately potentially cross-market other services as people play the game across multiple different devices with their friends. So you're on the phone and your friend is on the Mac, etc.
Any other partnerships of similar nature that you guys are exploring?
So we're still very much open for business. I think in the last year we started working with Epic Games. Epic is one of the most tech-forward businesses as it relates to trying to crack open the digital and mobile ecosystem. When we started working with Activision was ultimately acquired by Microsoft. Microsoft has tremendous ambitions in gaming, obviously owns the Xbox franchise, but also Minecraft, Game Pass, and many other digital content properties. So we've been working with that organization to explore how we can help them.
Yeah, wow, some big names there. And Shane, you've also had a long and impressive career in payments, from Molly to WorldPay, where you helped drive 500% growth. So based on your journey, what do you think are the key values and strategies for building a successful business today?
I think it starts with great people. So we have a great team, very proud of our team. We work very hard to develop our people, give people opportunities, make sure that the workplace environment is inclusive, productive, etc. And then the payments industry is always evolving, so we have to study it, and we have to kind of respect its complexity, and we have to stay up on the latest technology. We have to work very closely with our investors, our partners, and our customers to listen to the problem statements that they have and work very hard to continue to solve those problems in the best way.
Yeah, what are some of the biggest challenges that you see looking back in your career that were kind of like a watershed moment for you and the companies that you led?
I mean, a lot of it around globalization. So we operate in a very complex world. Geopolitics also applies to payment processing, moving digital money and moving money across borders. Yeah. So just staying abreast of that and working very hard to kind of engage with different authorities and regulators on how the payment system should be shaped. It started as banking, and now it's really technology. So to see that change over the years and try to make sure that you're leading on that engagement is obviously very challenging.
Yeah, so you talked about globalization, but AI is now also making waves everywhere, including in digital commerce. So how are you seeing AI kind of reshaping operations and transactions in this place?
Sure. I mean, I think I look at it from two lenses, our customers and my company. So for our customers, I think if you're a game publisher, a content creator, AI is really helping speed up the development cycle and lower the cost of getting content out into the market. So I think we will see a proliferation of more games and more content arriving quicker on the basis of these technologies. I think for my company, it's really, we use AI to help with the globalization aspect. So whether it's translation on the website of local terms and conditions, to improve our customer service where our local consumers want to interact in their local language via their preferred channel. And just in general, I think it's creeping into all aspects of software development and how we develop a better product faster. As we're all trying to get as many different payment options and many different web experiences developed as we can.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you so much, Shane, for sharing how Coda is shaping the future of digital commerce and payment solutions worldwide. And we are looking forward to seeing what's next for you guys. Thanks so much for coming in today.
Thanks. Have a great morning.
Have a great morning, too. You were hearing from Shane Happach, CEO at Coda. Stay with Money FM 89.3.
To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.